the older people who do this can work out with like 20% of their actual maximum lift. Now, 20% is not that much, but what they found is whenever they wrap something around their arms or their legs, that blood flushing into the system once it's released carries a lot of nutrients in it, which might actually help with muscular growth. And they found that, at 20%, they still get a fairly marginal increase in muscular growth. And they've also found that working out regularly, for whatever reason, it doesn't have the same effect. However, the scientists that actually performed this study, they did not mention a control group in which elderly people lifted with 65% or more of their actual maximum lift. And in that sense, I would almost hope that one day they would, because I would really like to see surface occlusion kind of tested against it, just to see how well the control group does to the people who are actually having bands put around their wrists or their arms or their legs. And I think that you might find that the results could be similar, but I'm not going to speculate because it hasn't been done. So whenever you do lift regularly, you still cause occlusion. And I think that kind of goes and stands to reason as to why some of the higher repetition exercises work to your favor, because you're causing occlusion to take place through muscular contraction for an extended period of time. At 12 repetitions, if you lift concentrically for about 1 second and you lift eccentrically for 2 seconds, and for those of you that don't know, a concentric lift is whenever you shorten the muscle. Eccentric is whenever you extend the muscle under tension. So lift up more explosively than you lower the weight. Typically, that's a 3-second lift altogether. That's about 36 seconds of tension right there with 12 repetitions. So, that's the very tail end of what bodybuilding recommends for muscular growth. So, under that, that's quite a bit of time under tension. At 6 repetitions, it's 18 seconds, so you're still going to get the strength gains, but you may not get the same muscular growth that you would under other circumstances, which would be a higher repetition count. So no matter what it is you're trying to do, I always think that in order to get the most out of your gains, start at 6 repetitions, start at a weight in which you can only do that 6 repetitions, and just try to increase the number of repetitions from there. It's a very straightforward approach. You do about 30 minutes, and then you switch up body parts. So Monday, if I work my chest and my back, I might also work my traps and my shoulders, or my biceps and my triceps. The thing is, you always want to keep moving. Now, the reason I say 30 minutes for each is because after about an hour, you really don't want to keep going, because you've burned out everything that you could need to be and stay in an anaerobic state. Whenever you're bodybuilding, whenever you're powerlifting, it's anaerobic. That's what you're doing. You're not doing anything aerobic. But once you go beyond an hour, you're automatically going into endurance mode. And if your goal is to be stronger or to gain muscularly, you're counteracting everything that you do if you go beyond an hour. So just do like 4 body parts, or 4 muscular groups, I should say, and then stop. After that, then, it's time for your protein shake. It's time to go eat. It's time to get a little bit of rest, hang out with your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Just, stop working, and it's really that simple. You don't need any more than that. Now, I know that some bodybuilders like to work 1 time per week on the same muscular group. Others like to work twice a week. If you decide to work once a week, you might stick with just 2 body parts or 2 muscular groups in an hour. I know that seems like a lot of work, but you're not really going to be reaching overtraining if you only do it once a week. If you do it within 30 minutes, though, I would say that it's absolutely possible to go twice a week. So I'm going to go ahead and give you an example of the body parts that I work, and I know that you're probably going to be scratching your head as to why, I don't really include forearms or anything like that, but if you want to, it's absolutely fine. So let's start with Monday. Monday, chest, back, shoulders, and traps. Tuesday, I might work my biceps, my triceps, and then my quadriceps and my hamstrings. Wednesday, you can either rest, or if you choose to, work your hamstrings, or not your hamstrings, but your calves, and also maybe your forearms. Now, if you want to rest at this point, which would be Thursday, go ahead. But otherwise, you can go ahead and just start the cycle over again. And by Saturday, if you keep going, throughout the entire week, by Saturday, that'll be the very end of your workout. Then you rest on Sunday, and then you start the whole cycle over again. If you only work your body parts once a week, you should be done by Friday. And then you take Saturday and Sunday off, and then you start over again on Monday. So the fact of the matter is, it really doesn't matter what you do. 30 minutes minimum on all body parts, an hour maximum on everything. And that really is all you truly need to know. Eat your carbohydrates, more carbohydrates than you do your protein before you work out. More protein, less carbohydrates afterward. But never skip out or just completely exclude one or the other. Otherwise, the benefits that you're looking for just plain won't be there. So, the very last thing I want to talk to you guys about is I hate squats. I don't know if there's anybody else out there that hates doing squats, but I hate them. And the other thing I hate to do is deadlifts. Squats really put a lot of pressure on any bony prominences that you might have on the back of your shoulders or your traps, especially if it's a really, really heavy weight. Deadlifts, on the other hand, also put a lot of pressure on your spine because you're having to lift in front of you. I would say that if you really want to get the best of every single possible benefit you could get from either deadlift or from squats, get a trap bar. It's something that's very easy to look up on Google. And if you ever read Muscular Development, they actually have scholarly and peer-reviewed articles published at the front of their magazine entitled Research. They'll have training, they'll have nutrition, they'll have drugs, supplements, sex. All of those things are outlined as things that have actually been researched. In the latest issue, which is, I think, for either January or February, they're usually like 1 or 2 months ahead. They actually have a little title in the training section that's specific for using a trap bar. It is the absolutely best thing that you can get if you plan on working your legs and you don't want to use squats and you don't want to use deadlifts. The thing is, it's a hexagonal bar in which you step into. It's not a bar that's going to be in front of you, and it's not a bar that you're going to be putting on your back. You just dip down with it, and you use your hands to grip it, and your hands are always below you. You're not having your hands up, they're not over your head, they're just down at your sides. And it is such a wonderful piece of equipment. And the thing is, you can even lift heavier than you normally would with a regular deadlift or with a regular squat because you're not having a lot of pressure on bony prominences. You're not putting pressure on your spine because you're not having to lean forward with it. Still, practice lifting technique with light weight, but it's a really, really awesome piece of equipment. So, and honestly, I think that one of the most expensive ones, which of course, handles the most weight, it's like maybe $350. If you're wanting a good squat rack, You know, you're gonna find those at maybe $1,000 because those things are so heavy. And I mean, they're really nice pieces of equipment and they have catch bars on them. But honestly, just get a trap bar. It's gonna be the best thing that you can do for your body, for your spine, and it's really awesome. I recommend it because I use it as much as I can whenever I find a place that has one. I plan on actually getting one next year for myself because I hate going into gyms that actually don't have them. So anyway, that's it for now. If there's anything else, I'll go ahead and share whatever information I can find with you. I'm kind of hoping that this video will become popular enough that, you know, I can make some money off of it. I'm not going to hold my breath though, because whoever actually views this video, this is for you. So have a wonderful Christmas, a wonderful holiday season, and I'll be posting my congressional proposition probably just maybe a day before Christmas if I get a chance to. So if you're interested, look for it, and I hope that you'll all follow me here on YouTube. Talk to you later.